right. Hope you guys are doing great today. Uh, y'all know what it is. We have been learning about West African empires. Y'all know this song.
Sultan, Golden Prophet.
Whoop.
Sultan, Golden Prophet. Yeah. Sultan, Golden Prophet.
Sultan, Golden Prophet. Sultan, Golden Prophet. Whoop. Sultan, Golden Prophet. Sultan the Sahara, and they wanted in Wangara. Wanted gold is in Wangara, so you're crossing the Sahara. Once you're in Wangara, gotta trade through silent barter. Gotta go through Ghana, a lot of taxes go to Ghana. Yeah, y'all know that song. I'm gonna pause it right there. Good song. We've been focusing recently on Ghana, West African empires, and how they got extremely rich. It was through salt and gold trade, in which they used silent barter to do that. Now we're going to focus on another empire that's going to rise after the fall of Ghana, actually a few hundred years after, but that's going to be our focus today. I wanted to make a little video instead for this lecture day, so if y'all bear with me, we're going to go through it on here today. So let's kind of fast forward. Let's see. There we go. So it all starts with the Lion King. Excuse me. Not that Lion King. Great movie, though, by the way. No, this Lion King is actually named Sundiata. All right. So according to legend, the story of Mali. Now, if you look at this map, yellow section, that's Ghana. And then you have Mali, which is kind of in the blue. Y'all have seen another map that makes it look a little bit different. And then red, we'll learn about this one later, but Songha, which kind of expands on that. But their story, this little blue section right here, starts with a guy named Sundiata. Now, when Sundiata was a young boy, he faced the type of lifestyle that a lot of tribal people lived in. So when he was a young boy, his people were actually conquered by a ruthless leader in the area. And as he grew older, he felt resentment towards this group. And this is a well-known story of Sundiata. For a long time, the story was actually told only through oral tradition, through people that we would call in African culture griots, Griots. But this story has eventually been written down in books, so people around the world could also understand this story. But I'm going to sum it up real quick. As he grew older, he had this resentment towards these people, and he's going to lead an independence movement, meaning he does not want to be a part of these people anymore who've conquered him and basically taken in his people. So he goes on to conquer basically all of old Ghana. Now, y'all are well familiar with Ghana. What made Ghana so successful is they were located in a strategic location between two crossroads, and those two crossroads basically gave them access to two resources. What were those resources, right? Think about that. Salt and gold. And now Sundiata has basically led his people out from being oppressed by this group that's coming in and told his people how to, live their own lives. Now he has control of the salt and the gold, and as a result, he is going to have control of the wealth. Also, we're well aware that slave trade had begun at this time. He's going to take control of that as well. And we're going to have a new term that we're going to call leaders in West Africa, all right? He establishes the role of a new political and religious leader in the region that becomes known as the Mansa, all right? M-A-N-S-A, all right? The Mansa, or the Mansa, however you want to say that. But anyways, as y'all are well aware, Ghana at one point was very powerful. It might be past y'all's, what y'all can remember, but some of y'all might remember. Do y'all remember which group actually made the people of Ghana fall? They were thriving. Who made them fall? Some of y'all might know it was a group of North African Muslims known as the Almoravids, all right, or the Almoravids, however you want to say it. Both of those are acceptable. I've heard it pronounced both ways, but they actually took them over. So Ghana fell. Now we have this guy named Sundiata. It's a power vacuum in this area, and people are fighting for control, and one group takes control, and next thing you know, there's this guy, they call him the Lion King, Sundiata. He is going to lead this independence movement and basically make Mali what it is. So let's talk about this new guy, all right? Several kings after Sundiata died, we're going to have this guy right here. Can y'all tell what he's doing in this picture? It's a king. He got his crown. He's got a scepter, sitting on a throne. And can y'all tell what he's holding up? It's actually like a little gold nugget. Now, y'all remember in West Africa, the only way you would have gold nuggets is if you were what? It was, actually, if you were royalty. That's the only way you get your hands on it. So if you're spending gold nuggets, I mean, that's pretty much the sign that you are wealthy, you are elite. And several kings after Sundiata died, Mansa Musa is going to become the leader. So around AD 1312, he becomes the great king of Mali. Now, if you look at this right here, the Mali Empire is right here. What river do they have control of? Right here, you'll see it is the Niger River, and y'all are well aware too. You got the Senegal that kind of runs through here. So basically, that's their two trading highway lanes, right? As Mr. Nicky's song says, that y'all have heard so many times already. That's the way they're going to trade. They're going to use the Sahara, they're going to use the Wangar region, they're going to use the Niger and the Senegal rivers to kind of, get places quickly. But under Mansa Musa, all right, Mali becomes one of the greatest trading centers in West Africa. People come from Europe to trade here. People come from various parts of West Africa to trade here. Basically, everything goes through Mali, just like everything used to go through Ghana, right? But under Mansa Musa, it's going to become this great trading center. And the main city of trade was Timbuktu. Some of y'all have probably heard people say, oh, yeah, I went all the way to Timbuktu for this ball game. That's like a saying that we use now. I'm sure, I wonder how many of y'all have heard that, but if you've heard that, you can let me know. But y'all have probably heard places called Timbuktu. And it's kind of funny that we use that because that's kind of the legacy of this place, Timbuktu, right? Timbuktu was a very distant area in West Africa that people from all over this side of the world, Europe, the Middle East, and Africa, were starting to hear about. Now, why do you think they were hearing about a place like Timbuktu? They were hearing about it because it was a place of wealth and a place of education, and people, who lived here were very serious about the life they lived, and it was a place where people could better themselves either through wealth or knowledge. Which it was located right off the Niger River, as you can see right here. And Timbuktu served as a trading city, and it was also the home to one of the world's oldest universities. Now, get this. Here's a neat fact about that. All right, check this out. It says the University of Timbuktu was a place that primarily focused on the indoctrination of people into the Islamic faith. Now, if we break that down, that's basically saying what? Basically saying that their main goal was to convert people to become Muslim. Because if we're talking about Africa at this point in history, it wasn't. Hey, Ed. It wasn't. Y'all about to see my wife right here. You want to say hey to the camera? She just ran, and I'm sitting here teaching. Yeah. All right. So, basically, it was all about converting people to Islam, because most of the people who lived here in this period before Islam really makes its presence known, people practiced like animism, a more tribal and primal religion that was seen in this area that had been around for thousands of years. So that was the main goal. But also, while we're going to teach you about Islam, is what they were saying in Timbuktu, we're going to teach you about medicine, anatomy, which is the study of the body, right? Botany, study of plants. Physiology, the study of movement. Zoology, y'all can probably guess what that's about. Probably the study of animals, right? Astronomy, study of the stars. Anthropology, the study of early humans and their origins. Cartography, the study of, anyone know what that is? That's map making. Geology, the study of basically the earth and the rocks and the things of it. Mathematics, physics, chemistry, philosophy, the study of ideas. Language, geography, history, as well as, and that's cutting off right there, art. All right. So Mansa Musa, get this too. This leader, right? He puts literally like Mali on the map. He is believed to be one of the richest men that ever lived. And y'all can probably assume why he was so rich. Why in the world is he so rich? Yeah, I mean, it's because he controlled the trade, right? If you're the king of this rich trading empire, I mean, obviously you're going to be one of the richest people that ever lived. Y'all think of names like, Elon Musk and Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos. Like, yeah, those guys are rich, but they hold nothing on this guy. This dude ran West Africa, all right? They believe, all right, now I got this from somewhere. I have sources at the end. But basically, they believe that he had a net worth of about $400 billion today. Everything he owned, that's impressive. $400 billion. It's a lot to become a billionaire. There's no way in my entire life I'll become a billionaire. They believe this man had $400 billion worth in today's money of value for things that he had. So it's quite impressive. All right. But if we go to the next slide, let's throw back to this question. All right. A Hajj. Can anyone in here tell me what a Hajj is? Give you a hint. It relates to Islam. I'll give you another hint if you can't figure it out already. It relates to the 5 pillars of Islam. Y'all remember in Islam, there's 5 pillars. The first one, all right, we'll look right here, is the Shahadah, the profession of faith. You have Salah, praying 5 times a day, Zakat, charity. This is the Hajj. Every Muslim, now I don't practice Islam, but a little bit I know, every Muslim is somewhat expected to go and visit the house of Allah at Mecca, or it says Mecca right here, but that's Mecca. All right. And this is part of where Muhammad did his ministry and his teaching and prophesying for his God Allah, according to the story of Islam. But every Muslim's supposed to go here, and then also fasting. But let's focus on the Hajj. Mansa Musa, being a very devout Muslim, wanted to go visit this. Y'all remember what this cube right here is called, right? There's a special rock they believe that came from heaven, and Adam touched it, I believe, made it turn black, because Adam, if y'all are familiar with the story of Adam in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, his name is mentioned, right? 3 different religions. He was the first person, him and his wife, Eve, were the first people to sin, right? They touched the rock. Apparently, it turned the rock black. That's not in Christianity, or Judaism. That's the story of Adam and Eve in Islam. So y'all can see there's some differences there, right? But anyways, check us out. Mansa Musa was such a devout Muslim. He is going to take this trip. And because he's so wealthy, check out this picture right here if y'all can see this. Move this. Yeah. Look at all the people he took with him. All right. So remember in the 5 pillars of Islam, a devout Muslim is basically supposed to take this trip to Mecca. Now, he lives in West Africa. Mecca, this is where kind of Mansa Musa is, right? Would be way this way, all right? So had to take a long trip. And in 1324, all right, let me swig a sip of my Arnold Palmer. You ever had that? Good stuff, tea and lemonade. If you haven't tried it, it's a good mix. That's good stuff. All right. But in 1324, he crossed the Sahara Desert with a large caravan, bringing everything that he thought he needed, okay? Gold, civilians, lots of soldiers, and slaves. Basically, it was a flex. He's like, hey, this is what I got, all right? I'm wealthy. If you don't know who we are, here's our presents. We're from the Mali Empire, and we're going to show y'all what's up, all right? So basically, he goes, and as you can see in this picture right here, he's got gold. His horses have gold. He's got soldiers with their horses with gold. There's gold literally on these camels' backs. He's got slaves with him that probably are carrying things for him. He has this ultimate entourage of people basically just going on this trip to practice, one of the 5 pillars of Islam. The other 4 for him, he's like, well, I've been doing those, but I got to go to Mecca at least once, right? I got to go. That's something that's expected. And as a result, and I'll share with y'all a funny story in a little while. He's passing out a lot of gold, and I'll share that with y'all soon. As a result of Mansa Musa's Hajj, guess what now Arabic people in the Middle East wanted to do? They saw how wealthy he was. They're going to want to trade. All right. If that's what you were thinking, you're exactly right. So here's a primary source excerpt about the great Mansa Musa. All right, check this out. This is from a man who lived in Cairo, Egypt, all right, which is in northern Egypt, close to the Delta, as you can see right here, or as they called it, Lower Egypt, because the river flows from south to north. All right, but check this out. He witnessed Musa as he took his trip to Mecca. It says this: Mansa Musa flooded Cairo with his benefactions, with his generosity. He left no court emir nor holder of a royal office without the gift of a load of gold. That sounds nice, right? He's just giving gold to people. The Karinas, I think I said that right, made incalculable profits out of him and his suite in buying and selling and giving and taking. They exchanged so much gold, they depressed its value in Egypt and caused gold's price to fall. What do we call that when there's so much money it becomes worthless? Not worthless, but worth less than it was. Y'all are well aware that's something that goes on in the economy. We're kind of in a state of it at the moment. We call that inflation. He accidentally inflated the economy. He wasn't trying to ruin the economy, But think about it. If everyone in the class has $2, right, and a sandwich costs, let's say everyone's hungry, you have to buy a sandwich, right? Sandwich $2. If you buy that sandwich for $2, you know, it is what it is, right? But let's say I go and I give everyone $5 extra. Guess what? Whoever makes the sandwich is going to do to the price? They're going to jack the price up, right? So that's what we call inflation. So he accidentally inflated the economy. Here's a picture of his Hajj. You can see all the roads right here, the trade networks leaving from Mali, right? We got all the salt, all the gold. He takes all that stuff with him and he ends up in Egypt and accidentally messes up the economy and he goes to make it. He does make it, all right? So here's a cool picture too. This was a map drawn in 1375. It's actually, you've probably seen this in my classroom. It's called the Catalan Atlas. All right. So check this out. It shows a trader on camelback coming to the great leader of the Mali Empire, Mansa Musa, who's holding a huge gold nugget. And this map, y'all, if you'll look at it in my room, it's massive. It's got Europe, it's got part of North Africa, and it's got a huge chunk of Western Asia. And it basically captures all the little intricate details of things going on in this area around the Mediterranean Sea. And out of all the things that it mentions about this part of the world, it has Mansa Musa on it, which is quite impressive. That shows just how well known this man was. And here's the trade routes of the Mali Empire right here. You got Timbuktu, Janae, Gao. This is the Empire of Mali. And you can see basically through this, there's trade routes that are all connected. He took these routes pretty much for his famous Hajj, and he ends up over here in Mecca. All right. But anyways, just kind of something to think as we depart from class on this topic. Higher level thinking questions, so make sure you take your time and reflect. How did the Mali Empire impact the world beyond Africa? All right, that's a really deep question to think about. And I'm going to kind of leave y'all with that and possibly leave that up for discussion. So, how would the Mali Empire have impacted the world beyond Africa? Guys, y'all are amazing. Keep being amazing. I know my glasses, they have a big glare on them. So, I'm going to look at y'all right in the eyes. Y'all are amazing. Keep staying amazing. Love you guys. Hope y'all have a great rest of your day. And remember, tag her up.